Now at 5, the Newton County Sheriff warns about a scammer pretending to be with an electric company selling solar panels. Plus, a golf tournament raises money for an addiction recovery center in Joplin. And
the White House says the U.S. will not help Israel with a retaliatory strike against Iran. I'm Skyler Henry with President Biden's message to Israeli leaders weighing a response.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The Knoll, Missouri Marshal's Office is looking for a man wanted for felony warrants in Newton County. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. Authorities say Jordan Jennings is known to be armed with a semi-automatic handgun. Yesterday, he ran from police chasing him in the area of the Bel Air Apartments in Joplin. He was previously seen on a security camera stealing a vehicle, which has since been recovered. Authorities say he could have a white dog named Stella with him. Electric companies are warning the public about suspicious individuals going door to door. Both Newmac Electric and Carthage Water and Electric plants say they've received numerous reports of people falsely identifying as electric workers. Witnesses report the suspicious persons and say they are selling solar panels. The Newton County Sheriff's Department says they are aware of the reports, and both the department and area electric companies urge residents to be vigilant.
If citizens see something suspicious, don't hesitate to call. I mean, that is what we're here for. We'd be more than happy to come out and check it out. That is what we're here for, is to serve the citizens, and they're our eyes and ears, and they see stuff more than we do. And we'd be more than happy to check it out, and it is not a bother. We would be more than happy to serve the citizens that way.
Newmac Electric asks that you call their office if you encounter a suspicious person claiming to be a company worker. They say a true employee should be wearing a Newmac uniform and be able to present a work ID. Meteorologist Lindsay Gaffney joins us with a first look at your forecast.
So we are expecting some storms to come in. We have had a lot of clouds move in, so we've got some overcast conditions. Temperatures right now out in Joplin have since gone down. They were about 82 earlier today, gone down to about 77, and it's still going to feel warmer than that because of all the humidity in the atmosphere. We've got right now 62% in Joplin, but surrounding counties up to 90%. So it's going to be pretty hot and humid out there, and we do see wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Temperatures across the region in the mid 70s. We still have some in the 80s as well. Stockton 82, Nevada 80. And we will see those temperatures start to drop ahead of some storms coming in. Now, wind threat, we do have a wind advisory out in Wichita, which could start to expand into our region. And we have those storms coming in as well tonight. And I'll have more details for you in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. The Recovery Outreach Community Center, or ROC, in Joplin tees off its 18th annual Charity Golf Classic fundraiser today. The money raised from the tournament goes back into the community in the form of support and resources to those overcoming addiction. The event funds the center's operations, which offers a safe space on Main Street, and the Accent Recovery residents says that instill independence and work ethic in men who are in recovery.
It's only grown because community partners have come alongside of us. We're here at Twin Hills Golf Course today, and if it wasn't for Twin Hills Golf Course saying, yeah, we want to be a part of that, come use our facilities, feed us lunch. We got lunch sponsors, we got whole sponsors. It takes an entire community to do the things that Ascent wants to do in the community.
To donate or learn more about the Recovery Center, go to our website at koamnewsnow.com. A Carthage, Missouri restaurant today showed its appreciation for the city's employees. Boomers Barbecue and Catering worked with the Carthage Chamber of Commerce to host a lunch for employees of all City of Carthage departments. Organizers say the lunch is a thank you to everyone who helped get Carthage back up and running again following the devastating straight-line winds earlier this month.
It's for the whole city, because not just the water and electric guys were out there, the parks and recreation, they had multiple damage out there with trees down, and they worked on that. And the city street department in here, the public works, they were all just, you know, they all came together as a group, and that's what this town is. We're really proud of the fact that we can do that.
They hosted the lunch at Carthage Memorial Hall. Israel says it will respond to this weekend's drone and missile attack from Iran, but the Biden administration is pushing Israel to make it a diplomatic response and not a military one. Skyler Henry has more details from the White House.
President Biden praised the U.S. military's role in thwarting an Iranian attack on Israel over the weekend.
We mounted an unprecedented military effort to defend Israel. Together with our partners, we defeated that attack.
Israel's war cabinet met again Monday as they weighed their response to Iran. The Biden administration is saying it's up to the Israelis while calling for restraint.
In the 36 hours since, we have been coordinating a diplomatic response to seek to prevent escalation.
President Biden says the U.S. will continue to provide defensive support to Israel, but he raised concerns about escalating tension in the Middle East. It's already high because of the Israel-Hamas war.
We're committed to a ceasefire that will bring the hostages home and preventing conflict from spreading beyond what it already has.
Israel continues to launch airstrikes on the southern Gaza city of Rafah ahead of what is expected to be a ground invasion. The U.S. has objected to an invasion of Rafah because more than 1 million Palestinian refugees are currently sheltering in the city. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
The Biden administration also called on the U.S. House to pass the emergency supplemental bill that has already passed the U.S. Senate. Now, this bill would help replenish Israel's air defenses as well as provide military support for Ukraine. Pretrial arguments and jury selection began today in the Donald Trump hush money trial. It's the first ever criminal trial of a former U.S. president. Trump faces 34 felony counts, accused of falsifying business records to hide payments former fixer Michael Cohen made to adult film star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 presidential election. Trump has pleaded not guilty. Still ahead, raising awareness of limb differences.
I'm Danya Backus with a look at a program that's helping children with differences make heartwarming bonds.
Plus, a new study shows more young people are getting vasectomies and tubal ligations. Those stories next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, the Dobbs decision restricting abortion rights is leading to more young people to have vasectomies and tubal ligation procedures. A study by the University of Pittsburgh and Boston University found the 2022 Supreme Court ruling led to a rise in permanent sterilization procedures among people ages 18 to 30. The increase was twice as large for women as opposed to men. Well, during the month of April, advocates are spotlighting people who have lost limbs or have limbs that are shaped differently. Danya Backus introduces us to a special program that teaches children and teens that their limb differences are what makes them extraordinary.
What's your favorite subject?
I like math.
19-year-old Ethan and 7-year-old Ramon have a special bond. Despite the age gap, the two share what makes them unique.
He's like fun to me. He's very nice to me and kind.
He's definitely very ambitious. I think a lot more ambitious than I was at that age.
They both were born with left-hand limb difference. They met through a program called CATCH, which stands for Center for the Achievement of Teens and Children with Hands Differences.
One of the challenges of having a limb difference is being stared at, being pointed at, people being afraid that you're in pain or maybe pointing at you or not including you in the game.
Dr. Nina Lightdale-Murick is the director of pediatric hand surgery at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. She created CATCH as a way to extend care and support past surgery.
And the best way to care for them is to introduce them to other people.
It introduced me to a community of other kids like me, and it was great because it gives a sense of belonging, right? I feel like as people, we all just want to be understood and have a sense of belonging. 5 of every 10,000 newborns in the U.S. have some difference in the arm, hand, forearm, or fingers. The sense of community and empowerment CATCH provides reaches beyond the patients.
I realized not to put limitations on him. Whatever fears and things that I have as a mom, don't put that on him. Let's just let them be themselves.
Whether playing the ukulele, piano, or basketball.
It's hard to, but you'll get there.
Through their bond, Ethan and Ramon are reminded that their ordinary is extraordinary. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
The Amputee Coalition seeks proclamations every April in all 50 states to declare April as Limb Loss and Limb Difference Awareness Month. So far this year, 15 states have approved a declaration. Well, people who eat a lot of seafood may face an increased risk of exposure to toxic forever chemicals known as PFAS. A study by Dartmouth found shrimp and lobster had the highest number of PFAS. The study's authors say we shouldn't avoid seafood. It can be healthy as long as it is eaten in moderation. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, we'll have some last-minute tax filing tips if you're pushing the deadline.
And we possibly have some storm development tonight and into tomorrow morning that we'll continue to track and update everybody, and I'll have more details after the break. So we're tracking some storms that are coming through tonight and tomorrow morning. We've had those clouds start to move in and we're getting overcast conditions. Taking a look at Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. It was bright and sunny this morning, but we do see pretty overcast conditions across the region as those clouds have started to move in. Now, with this event, we would see some main threats of being fast winds, and there is a wind advisory only out in Wichita, but I could expect it to start moving into our area. We may have a wind advisory issued through tomorrow as well, because we see wind gusts up to 40-50 miles per hour. Now, we may start to see some showers already starting to pop up. We have some rain going just south of us. That's where the main threat's going to be, although as we get a little bit closer to the dry line moving through our area, we could see some development, but right now, not seeing too much in the way of severe storms tonight. Now, the low pressure system that's bringing us more storms tomorrow morning as well, still sitting over in Colorado. We could expect to see more severe storms in the morning, less likely to see them tonight. Now, we do still have a slight risk for these storms. This is 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. and it's mostly just for our Kansas and Oklahoma counties. Main threat being strong wind, large hail, and tornadoes. That is only if these storms do break the cap, which means there's a layer in the atmosphere blocking storm development tonight. And that could mean that we won't see any kind of storm development, but if these storms are strong enough, they'll break that cap, in which case we would see some pretty severe threats, some being tornadoes, main threat being large hail, and we also could have a low threat for wind as well tonight. Winds do pick up tomorrow morning, so that threat will increase tomorrow. Now, this is what we're going to expect to see throughout the next couple of hours. We've got those showers pushing into our southern counties, and this is about where we would see that dry line pushing through. Right now, like I said, not seeing much development in those severe storms, just maybe some brief showers, and that's where that dry line is, right through north of Joplin, south of Nevada. It's going to continue to push through, and it starts to strengthen after it leaves our region. Then we're going to have a bit of a lull. Next set of storms is that Pacific cold front moving through. It's about 3 a.m. We could start to see that rain push in our western counties. And then about 4 a.m. is when we're going to start to see it really start to make its way in. Now, main threat is still going north of us, but we could see some thunderstorms develop in our counties, a little bit isolated thunderstorms, and it'll continue on and it'll lighten up as it crosses our region. So again, due to the timing of this being in the morning hours, it's going to be less instability, so less likely that we'll have severe storms with that front, and then it'll continue to pass on. And we may see some more showers as that low rotates back in, but as of right now, severe threat is limited. Now, this is for tomorrow. That threat will be more towards our Missouri counties as that slight risk continues, and that's just due to the storms really kicking off right after it leaves the northeast counties, but could still develop earlier. This is about 3 a.m. to 2 a.m. Now, continuing on, we've got some more shower chances coming around on Thursday with a cold front that'll drop those temperatures down like 20 degrees. So a lot of rain chances in the forecast.
Yes, which we, you know, my yard's already growing too fast, but we can always use the rain.
I've said it before, I don't have a lawnmower yet, so I need to get that with all the rain that we've got.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. My parents were visiting from western Kansas, and they were so jealous because they haven't got rain since September. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time to go.
Well, I mean, significant amounts, but yeah.
Right.
Oh, well. All right. Well, coming up, what a new report shows about the amount of debt Americans have versus their savings. Topping today's Consumer Watch, it's tax day. You have just hours left to file a return or request an extension. Otherwise, you might end up paying a fee. It is possible to request an automatic 6-month extension for free through an IRS partner on the agency's website. The deadline for that is today, though, and it involves paying estimated taxes. And those who want to file before midnight tonight can use IRS Direct File, an IRS trusted partner, or a paid service. Well, years of inflation and record high interest rates have made it tough for most Americans to save, and a report shows many people have more debt than savings. Christine Lazar reports.
Do you have emergency savings?
So I don't, okay, no, I don't.
It may be uncomfortable to admit, but Ashley Moore is not alone. More than a third of Americans have more credit card debt than they do emergency savings, according to a new report by Bankrate.
Which, tied with last year, that's the highest we've seen dating back to 2011.
According to Bankrate, inflation is the most common culprit affecting savings, followed by rising interest rates. Credit card rates are also at a record high, exceeding 22% on average.
The thing about emergency savings is it is your buffer between you and high interest rate debt when unplanned expenses arrive.
Moore's boyfriend, George Heaton, says he does have a solid rainy day fund thanks to his dad.
My dad always taught me as a kid to save way more than you'd ever need to spend.
But he admits it comes at a price.
Are you frugal? Do you not splurge on things?
No, not at all. I live way below my means, and I think you do too.
And that's a good habit for the couple to have, according to Bankrate's chief financial analyst. Greg McBride says to save and pay down your debt concurrently.
Work on both at the same time. This is not an either or proposition. Automate the savings so it happens first before you even see the money. Then channel your take-home pay into paying down that credit card debt as quickly as possible.
There was some good news to come out of Bankrate's annual emergency savings report. Nearly 1 in 3 U.S. adults have more in their savings than they did a year ago, the highest percentage since 2020. Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Government data also shows Americans are saving less these days. The personal saving rate fell to 3.6% in February, the lowest level in more than a year. As to why people are saving less, there could be several factors. It could just be a continuation of a long-term trend. Historically, Americans tend to save less after a recession. A final check of the forecast is next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, more details on the opening day of the criminal trial against former President Donald Trump. And then on KOAM News at 6, we'll have more on the warning by the Newton County Sheriff about a scammer who's allegedly selling solar panels. Plus, the Cherokee County Health Department hosts an event to help residents sign up for Can Care. And Missouri Southern's golf team looks to take home the top prize at this year's MIAA Men's Championship. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Well, a 9-year-old golden retriever has earned the nickname the Dog Father. That's because the stud known as Trigger has fathered 323 puppies, and all in the name of charity. The Dog Father produced a total of 39 litters, most for the UK-based Guide Dogs, a group that trains dogs to help people with vision impairment. Now, Trigger's biggest litter came in 2021 when 16 puppies were born. The last, about 2 months ago, had 6.
He did have a break at one point because obviously he just needed a break, really. He used to go out to the centre and he'd be all excited, but obviously if it was just for an eye checkup or something, you know, you'd come back an hour later and he was a bit disappointed.
Trigger's offspring are called Triglets by the charity. Volunteers foster them for the first year before they start formal training. Sure, a lot of people would say that's one lucky dog.
Yeah, that is true. Well, we've got some possible storms tonight. Not looking like they'll develop into anything too severe. Same threat tomorrow morning when you're starting your day. May see some thunderstorms, although again, less instability in the morning, so less likely that we'll have some severe storms. Good day on Wednesday, and then a cold front comes back around Thursday, bringing us more rain and a drop in temperatures for the weekend.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6, and we'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better tomorrow.